Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime practice here at Pillai Center, Astroved, and it is Saturday, February 27th, 2021. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. It is always fun to come together as a global community and connect with Dr. Pillai's teachings, the latest and the greatest, hot off the press in the cosmos. So whatever is happening in the heavens above, so it is impacting us here on the earth plane, as well as other planes as well. However, we're mostly interested in how it is impacting our everyday life, both internally, so what is happening inside of us, as far as what our thoughts are, what our emotions are, what we do in our lives, so the activities of daily living, how we interact with others, so our interpersonal relationships, our health and well-being, our psychological well-being, our emotional well-being, and also our spiritual well-being. So we are multidimensional beings. We also have subtle bodies, astral bodies that are connected to the spiritual realms. So if you're new to the teachings, it's always fun to participate and enjoy it from the a brand new, fresh perspective. So you don't really have an idea of what's going on. And that is perhaps one of the best ways to be, because you're receptive. And it doesn't mean to say that those of you who've been around for a while, coming and going, and exploring the teachings, maybe taking a break, coming back again, but you've been around for many, many years, as a lot of us have been. It's always a great time to start fresh. So Saturdays here in Toronto Eastern Standard Time, that's the day of the week that we are coming together. It's a power time to dump a lot of karmas. And why is that? Well, Saturday is ruled by the planet Saturn. And Saturn is the planet that delivers karmas. So it's the one that says, hey, I'm going to pump in some thoughts, or I'm going to create some obstacles, or create some kind of situation that is going to make you to feel impatient. You want to give up. You want to feel sad. If it is playing on the negative side of Saturn. If you're here, as you are on the spiritual path with Dr. Pillai, and you're coming and doing a spiritual practice, and you are of service to humanity, because as we come together, not only for our individual well-being and our material and spiritual pursuits are being experienced, we're setting the stage for, hey, what are we up to today? And what are we going to be focusing on this week or the month ahead? So it's a bit of a forecast of how we are thinking, how we're feeling, how we are being impacted by these planets. So Saturn says, you are here, you're on a spiritual path, you have a spiritual master, you're coming together and you're doing something collectively that is going to uplift everyone here, as well as when people are going to be listening to the recording. And then globally, we're creating a network where Saturn says, all right, you need to feel peaceful. You need to feel calm. You need to feel stable and balanced, and maybe detached a little bit from how you perceive or judge your situation, judge yourself, judge others. It helps you to be able to forgive and forget. A lot of people say, I'll never, ever forget. I'll forgive them, but I won't ever forget. Oh my goodness. How's that working out? So it's something that Saturn helps us to do when we come together on a Saturday. We get rid of some stubborn karmas. We can dump a lot of negative emotions or negative congested energies inside of ourselves that we don't even know are there, until we do a spiritual practice and pop goes the weasel. It just jumps up, and it kind of disturbs us when we say, wow, I thought I was over that. Or, wow, I feel really depressed. Or, wow, I love Saturn. I feel so peaceful, so calm, and so grateful for his blessings, keeping me on my spiritual path. So the energy of today here in Eastern Standard Time, again in Toronto, Canada, is bringing the energy of Lord Saturn's grace and blessings to deliver some karmas to us and then help us to diffuse that which is no longer serving us, that which has caused us a lot of sorrow, delays, chronic conditions, whether it's related to finances, health, relationships. We just can't seem to break through and have those miracles that we've been praying for. So it could be the time. And we're coming off a full moon. Each month we have a full moon. However, this full moon, this past full moon that occurred yesterday or the day before, depending on where you are in the world, it coincided with a star called Magha. And Magha is the star of the ancestors, blessings, royalty consciousness. So it is a star that is associated with blessings coming from the ancestors, not only our biological ancestors, so those who have passed away are our ancestors, they're no more, they're dead. So that it can be our biological gene pool, you know, as in parents, if they've passed away, or grandparents, or cousins, or uncles, or aunts, anyone in who we are related to genetically or biologically, or even if we don't know those ancestors because we were adopted or somehow we lost contact with our biological gene pool in this lifetime. So those ancestors are those people who took care of us and they're no more, they've passed away or they're dead, then they also are our ancestors. And then it can be spiritual ancestors such as teachers, gurus, masters, all the traditions across the board, all the religions, all the traditions that maybe not in this lifetime, but perhaps in many, many lifetimes, we had their blessings, we had their guidance, and then we want to honor them. So feeling that royalty consciousness, the highest self-esteem, if you will, instead of wearing a crown or sitting on a throne and owning your kingdom, as in what it is here on the earth plane. There are not too many kings and queens left, or royalty that is impacting the whole world. So it is maybe bringing us to that highest self-esteem. So maybe we have leadership qualities, we hold leadership roles, or all of a sudden we're put into a position where we have a lot of responsibilities and we're able to do it. We're able to navigate those kinds of challenges that come with being in a position of responsibility. So Saturn will keep us strong, keep us steady. Magha star is giving us the blessings coming from our ancestors, our gene pools who have been honored. And then the fullness of the full moon, when it coincides with that star, we feel abundance, we feel joy, we feel happiness. So we can't really manifest that which we cannot conceive. If we can't conceive it, if we can't imagine it to be, if we can't create it inside of ourselves, inside of our imagination, or have a vision, maybe we have our vision boards and we've got all these fabulous pictures posted up there of everything that we want to manifest, and we haven't yet been able to do it. Well, you can feel that energy, that connection to having it all. And then once you feel that, and once you feel that high self-esteem and you deserve it, this is your birthright, then it will easily manifest. So we need to create the spiritual energy within ourselves. So we may have tapped into that energy in the past couple of days, and we're going to continue on to explore the energy in the week ahead, where we will, if you want to, you're invited to come and play with the global community in free chanting calls, meditating on this great Lord, Shiva, who is going to be honored in the great night of Shiva, or Maha Shivaratri. Maha means great, and Ratri means night, and then Shiva is this being who is like the total balance of what it feels like to have the masculine and feminine energy inside of us, the yin, the yang, if you if you will, that balance in energy, the good and the not so good. So the black and the white, those polar opposites, that's what we experience here on the earth plane. So Shiva is love, unconditional love, devotion, energy, intelligence, consciousness, the ability to manifest. So these two sounds create this archetype that is in the form of a Shiva lingam. When we honor Shiva during Maha Shivaratri. So this is a Shiva lingam. This is one version of it, is a crystal Shiva lingam. And let's see if you can see it right there. So it has a vertical and it also has a horizontal, kind of like the cross. So it is something that represents the ability to create, to sustain your manifestations, to bring in a new reality. And why? Because you can burn a lot of karma. You can wash away a lot of the sins. So what is a sin? A sin is missing the mark. I love that definition when Dr. Pillai says it's just missing the mark. You know, you have this mark and you go ahead and you're moving forward, and all of a sudden you say something and it takes you down a different pathway, it messes you up, or you do something that you're just like, oh, why did I do that? So you missed the target, you missed the mark. So a sin is something that you miss out. You miss out on achieving that goal that you wanted, which can be perfect health, wealth, peace, prosperity, enlightenment, wisdom, joy, happiness, all the comforts, heaven on earth. So we get to have a reset and a do-over during Maha Shivaratri. So there's a 12-hour vigil where we will be guided by Dr. Pillai. He's going to be initiating everyone into that part of this time period where we can honor the elements that make up the sounds of Shiva. So Namah Shivaya and the different versions of Namah Shivaya. So Na is earth, Ma is fire, Na represents the earth element, Ma represents the water element, She represents the fire element, Va represents the air element, and Ya represents the space, the Akash, the ether element. So the Akash, we've heard of the Akashic records. We've got to erase the stubborn karma, the difficult karma, the bad karma that we're so stuck in it. We cannot find a way out. So these sounds, when they're activated inside of us, and then also doing a ritual where it's called a cleansing, abhishekam, a bath for this Shiva lingam, and we're going to do it all night long for 12 hours from 6 p.m. Pacific time to 6 a.m. Eastern time, live with 5 teachers. Going to be teaching a different version of Namah Shivaya, and then in the middle of it, between the second and third versions, the sessions, Dr. Pillai is going to be leading everyone into the latest and greatest, whatever Lord Shiva wants him to provide for us, activating that consciousness inside of us to erase the stubborn karmas. It's like doing meditation for about 1 million years. So why do we meditate? To erase karma. Why do we get on a spiritual path? To erase karma. Why do we do these rituals? To cleanse our body, mind, and soul, to make us to feel rich. That's what a ritual is. It makes you to feel rich. You get a do-over. So this is a very powerful time that everyone is going to be invited to prepare for it in the coming weeks, starting on March 1st. Swamini Vali, one of the Pillai Center teachers and also Vedic astrologer, a student of Dr. Pillai's for a long, long time, is going to be kicking off from the 1st to up until Maha Shivaratri, which is going to be the 11th or 12th, depending on where you are in the world. So it's about 10 or 11 days that we're going to be able to come together and build this consciousness inside of us, rock all the chakras that are associated with those sounds, dump some karmas that we are accumulating every day, because it's never ending. Even the Buddha said life is suffering. That's that's a truth. But what to do? You got to get rid of the karma. So you got to get into the middle path. So we need to create this runway inside of ourselves, or this landing pad for the divine to come in and rock our chakras. So Na is at the base of the spine, Ma is at the navel, Shi is at the heart center, Va is at the throat, and then Yah is in the eyes and the brain. So we've created this landing strip energetically inside of us. We've created this middle path inside of us. So we won't be pulled here and there. We will be steady. And then, like the Shiva Lingam, you can imagine the Shiva Lingam in each of the chakras, and then it's whatever sound we're doing to activate that chakra, to activate that Shiva Lingam, then it's going to be cleansing you of those congested negative energies. And then when we pour the water, milk, or juice on the Shiva Lingam during the great night of Shiva, all through the whole night, it's going to be something that you can't even describe. You just got to show up and do it. And many people say, oh my God, I can't stay up for 12 hours. That's not possible. They're completely surprised. Every year we are so surprised, and it's so joyful because it's like you've accomplished something that you couldn't even imagine that you could do, and you're empowered. So you will feel super empowered this year because Dr. Pillai is going to be in the mix and giving us tremendous blessings to complete the last 3 sessions. So there's going to be a webinar tomorrow. It's going to be free. Perhaps Radha is posting it to the chat here. So check that out, everybody, here on chat. And you'll see the links that I'm referring to. There's programs that you can participate either through Shivaratri Center. There's rituals that are going on in India on our behalf. And that's what will help us to awaken our spiritual consciousness, all those subtle bodies, those different aspects of our being that we don't even know exist. But doing something spiritually on our behalf will enrich that experience for us, expand the energy within us, and then create a protection. So Shiva's energy will also help us to be protected from negativity. It will help us to sustain our manifestations, to keep going, to help us to maintain a positive outlook, to have that joy, that happiness building inside of us versus, no, it's not going to work out. Oh, I'm so depressed. So the energy is going down. So once a year, you can really soak it up and have that energy forever. It creates that foundation within us that is unshakable. So we want to have unshakable faith. We want to have unshakable protection. So no negativity. No one can send, evil eye or those black magic or dirty looks or think bad thoughts. Well, they can send it, but it's not going to affect us. So we'll be able to create a new reality because we're so protected. We have this force field around us, and you will feel it. So a lot of us are meditating or chanting mantras, and we don't really know how it's going or if it's really working, or we have these really fabulous experiences and then we're just totally knocked out. We're totally bombarded by negativity, and we can't seem to come out of it. So filling ourselves up with these sounds that will unlock, each sound unlocks the secret of being in balance, of creating that landing strip inside of us, of expanding our chakras. So it's going to be breathing in the life force, the prana that will cleanse our body, mind, and soul and prevent us from having to suffer on any level. So Shiva is the great night of Shiva. And Shiva consciousness is what we want to explore in the coming week. So you're invited to jump on those calls. They're going to be starting at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And the link will be posted to the chat here. So check it out. Free. Why not? Come. And even if you can't, if you're in a different part of the world or you're working, you've got other commitments, the recording will be there, and then just go and fast forward the YouTube to the recorded YouTube to the part where we're doing the meditation with Dr. Pillai. He's taking us through a journey inward, and it will be set to music, thanks to Donna Davy, our fabulous media person, and you will be in a dance trance. So you don't have to chant the mantra and hope it all works out. You'll be merging with these sounds. You'll be dancing with these sounds. There's going to be a little bit of drumming going on, and that's because in some of the images with Shiva, here's a Nataraj, and he's got a drum. So the drum this is the dancing Shiva, and the drum represents the sound Om and getting into that rhythm. So if you don't have a Shiva lingam, here's a jade one. They come in all shapes and sizes and all kinds of different forms. So we want to make sure that we have something that we can participate on some level with Shivaratri, cleansing it. Even just pouring water on it will do you a world of good during that great night. This one is a Mercury one. It's a Shiva lingam that's Mercury. You can have, I have 108. Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun when I get on my calls. I'll be doing 108 Abhishekams. This, you could also have a yantra. This is a yantra. There's one behind me, and this represents the 5 elements. So Nama Shivaya, there's some symbols there. I'm not sure if you can see it because of the light, but let's see, maybe there. So this has different symbols in there where they represent Nama Shivaya. So this is called a machine. It's a sacred machine. Once it gets activated, and you can offer, water, maybe a raisin or a cookie or a candy or a piece of fruit or some food, cooked food, representing the earth element, then some water representing the water elements, a light, maybe a ghee light or a candle light. Can be lit and offered, representing the fire. And then the air is incense. If you have some incense, you can offer that. And then the space is flowers. So flowers are like text messages going to the divine. So this is a yantra or a machine, a landing strip for Shiva consciousness. So if you have any of those versions of Shiva, even if you don't, maybe you have a Rudraksha bead. So these are the tears of Shiva, and this is what a Rudraksha seed looks like. It's in a nice copper bracelet that I received from one of the Ayurveda or Apply Center remedies over the years. So you can wear that. Copper is a great conductor. So we can feel the energy, and it's also, if you wear it, it can bring healing energy. So you can, with this Maha Shivaratri, this great night of Shiva coming up, if you are feeling like a lot of us are, COVID fatigue or us on steroids, like when is it ever going to end? And is this our new normal? We don't even know what new normal is. It just keeps unfolding and it keeps going on and on. So instead of going, oh man, this is dragging out, and when is it ever going to be, blah, 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 it will just be that you are creating this fabulous energy inside of you that is going to see the silver lining in everything you think, say, and do, and everywhere you interact with. And you'll just be like, wow, I'm floating on air when this coronavirus, this COVID is going to be morphing into something else, and so on. So, and everything else that is happening or has been happening, we don't know if it's going to get better, worse, or whatever. So those are things we cannot control. But instead of, kicking and screaming and rolling around and complaining or being depressed and stuck and blaming and, so full of negativity, you can be like doing the dance of Shiva. So you can create a new reality. Even if you don't have any of that, if you got a little trident, that is also something that Lord represents Lord Shiva as well. And if you look at it here, it can represent the third eye. If you have a lime or a lemon and you have a trident, this is a big trident. Well, not too big. It's good, big enough. So this is something that you can do that will also, you just put the lemon or the lime on there, and you can hold on to it during the great night of Shiva. You can pour water, milk on it, juice on it, give it a bath, and that will help to get rid of stubborn karmas. So those are the kinds of things that you can watch this recording and then just pause and see what you can do. If you have no object that is related to Lord Shiva, go get a rock. Go outside and find a stone or a rock or a quartz crystal, or maybe even a gemstone that you have at home and you just love it. And that's going to be your surrogate technology representing Lord Shiva for now, until you can get a Shiva lingam. So it will be something that you can use. And here's an egg version of the Shiva lingam. So this is I'm not really sure what this stone is. Maybe somebody Hessonite or something like that. Maybe somebody can, who's a gemologist, or you know what this gemstone is, then you can pop it onto the chat. So it's kind of orangish and it's sparkly. Hey, it's really sparkly. So that you can use as your Shiva lingam. You can use a rock. Behind me, yeah, this is a Shiva lingam as well. This is a cool one. And because it's got the 5-hooded snake. And what does that represent? So this comes apart. This is like a Shiva lingam that comes apart. So it's got the base. There's the base, and then it's got an egg representing the cosmic egg. So you're going to rebirth yourself and get into higher spiritual realms, get blessings on the material plane as well, here on the earth plane. And so this 5-hooded snake, the 5-hooded cobra, it represents the 5 elements, also the 5 senses. So the eyes, the ears, the nostrils, the mouth, the skin, that represents the different sensory organs, the organs of sensory perception. So we perceive our life by what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we take in, word-wise, or drinking, or smoking maybe, or through what we eat. So these are the holes, the orifices in our head that are creating our karmas. They're either going to be pumping in thoughts, hey, go and take in destructive or negative enhancing experiences and fill yourself up with that, or take in beauty, take in joy, take in happiness. And it can be you're taking in words that someone says, or the energy is coming through your pores of your skin. So the 5-hooded snake is representing the senses that are absorbing the karmas in our space, and also from within us, as in the form of memories, because what we see, we store it. What we hear, we store it. And what we take in through smell, you think, oh, when you're a kid and your grandmother, your mom, or you went down to the bakery, down the street, and you had a favorite bakery, and it's like, I just love that. So whenever it doesn't matter how old you are after that, what age and stage you're at, whenever you smell that, it reminds you when you were a kid, and fresh baked cookies or bread or whatever it is. So that's a strong memory that either is going to be creating positivity or yucky stuff in your life. So whatever you're taking in through the words you have said to yourself, or you've said to others out loud, and you can't ever take it back. You're trying to take it back, but it's already gone in the space. So you can wash it away. So having this type of Shiva lingam is really fun. So you can explore it. So you got about a week or 10 days to get your hands on something. Whether you purchase it through Ashurved Pillai Center, or even if it's available there, or if you can purchase it from any other website, have a Shiva lingam. And if you can't get it, go out and get a rock. Use a gemstone and put it on your altar. And that's going to be a sacred rock or sacred gemstone for you that you can use as your Shiva lingam. that will awaken Maha Shivaya, representing the chakras, the 5 chakras in the energy system, the subtle body system, the psycho-spiritual centers. What you think, how you feel is your psychology. And then the spiritual energy. So psycho-spiritual is what these energy wheels are all about. And we're going to turn them on with these sounds and turn them on with the Shiva Lingam. And then, of course, it's all with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai that you are going to be able to cleanse the body, mind, and soul, unlock the secrets of fabulous karmas that there's thousands of doors, thousands of opportunities that are always there for us, but we can't seem to be in alignment. And that's what the sin is. We miss it. We miss the mark. We're just off by a little bit. And we get frustrated. So when Lord Shiva says, come to my party, great night of Shiva, Maha Shivaratri, stay up, do the vigil. You got all these teachers. Dr. Pillai is going to be supporting you. If you decide to participate in the paid service through Pillai Center, then you're going to really go on a mystical, magical rocket ship ride. You'll go directly to Shiva Loka, which is the heaven of Shiva, which is within you and also around you. And you're going to feel the pulse of the life force of the universe. And you're never, ever, ever going to do without. So you'll build on that, and it will create a very positive force field around you of protection, creation, and sustaining energy and intelligence as well. And it will pump in thoughts for you to crush those who, what, where, when, why questions, as in, oh, I don't think it's possible. How am I going to do that? When is it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? Where should I go? What should I do? Who should I be with? Who can I trust? I can't even trust myself. So why do I keep doing the same thing, expecting different results? What is going on? Am I so unintelligent? Yet I'm so educated in an academic sense or an experiential manner, but I can't seem to come out of it. So when we come together every night, starting on March 1st, and going right up until Shivaratri, come together for about an hour of chanting and communing with the teacher who is going to be hosting those free calls through Pillai Center, YouTube, Pillai Center Practice YouTube. So please make sure you subscribe, and then you will get the alert. A lot of us say, oh yeah, I'm going to show up. And then life happens. You go, oh man, I missed it. But if you get the alert on your phone or in your email, then you just go, yeah, there it is. So please also give us a thumbs up. I'm not really sure what that means, but if you do, that's kind of cool. So maybe you can tell me you can enlighten me. I'm always learning. I'm always learning from everyone. Someone asked me, oh, Sutrija, you've done so many vigils. How many have you done? I said, well, over 25 years, over 25 million lifetimes, I'm sure, before then as well. I've probably done, I would say like 20 vigils. So whether that was with Dr. Pillai, whether it was with a global community, whether it was with a community here in Toronto, we used to have a lot of gatherings in Toronto. Dr. Pillai would come, or by myself, wherever I was in the world. And it was Maha Shivaratri. I was like, oh no, there were times where I would like, oh, I'm just going to pour some milk on it at 6 p.m. and then that's it. I'm going to bed. And no, Lord Shiva said, you just keep going. So when you have someone to guide you, when you have a plan, so there's a great night of Shiva course that has been offered. And I'm one of the teachers that takes people through 12 hours. There's instructions. So it's a self-study course. You're welcome to go there. And then you just click on and you see me going, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's what you do next. And I show you how to do it all. So you can do it yourself, or you can follow the step-by-step instructions. And then there's going to be the live Maha Shivaratri 2021, which again is the one with Dr. Pillai. He's going to be talking about it tomorrow during the free webinar, and how important it is for those souls, and you know who you are, who will be ready to receive the blessings of the Master, Dr. Pillai, during the great night of Shiva, and what all those goodies are going to be given during that time. So tomorrow, it's going to be, maybe it's on the chat right now. If Radha, if you don't mind to post it again, so I don't have to scroll around, then, or someone can just say, yeah, it's going to start at noon, maybe. So Radha has posted the Academy, Pillai Center Academy specials event. So you can go into Pillai Center Academy and you can jump into that full-on course, or you can do the Great Night of Shiva. It depends on your price point, depends on your budget. You know, no, don't worry that you can't do it, because we're going to be guiding you from March 1st to the 11th or 12th, if you are in the world. And then you will, there it is. It's 11 a.m. Elizabeth, is it? Elizabeth is saying it's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yes, Radha has posted there confirming. So February 28th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and Dr. Pillai is going to be there and guiding everyone, maybe even an empowerment. Not maybe, he always does. However, he might be giving some more instructions, some more goodies. He might be taking us into a deep experience of Namah Shivaya, or Shiva himself. And then you'll get a lot of inspiration to carry on and prepare yourself as best you can. So why we do this lead up is so we can cleanse our body, mind, and soul. We can get ready for the great night. So if it's like going to any event in your life, if you're not prepared, if you don't know what to wear, you don't have the right hairdo, you don't have the right gift to bring to the party, you don't even know where it is, you need some preparation. So that's what we're here to do, is prepare ourselves, get excited, make sure that you have all the tools that you'll need. And then the energy, the focus. So we're building our energy such that when we show up on the great night and go through that 12 hours, it's not just a mechanical process. It's tremendous energy that's coming in. It's going to blow our brains apart. Not literally, but some people, including myself, I feel a tremendous heaviness, this drilling into my brain and releasing anything that is negative in my memory banks and in energy that has gotten stuck in there that I can't figure out. I can't get rid of it. I don't know how to do it. And the prayers, the meditations, it's just not cutting it. The mantra practices, the rituals I've done. So Great Night of Shiva, it's a doorway for you to walk through and have fun and get empowered for the rest of your life. So we build on our consciousness. We build, these sounds are the building blocks of consciousness. Everything is consciousness. So if we find that we are creating blocks or obstacles inside of us, or that's been created for us, you know, we never can point the finger to anyone, not even to ourselves. It could be planets that are bombarding us and tripping us up. It can be restless spirits, our ancestors. That's another thing that Lord Shiva loves to do. He will get rid of addictions. So if you have alcohol or drug addictions in your family, or even yourself, or food addictions, or sex addictions, or you're addicted to chaos, drama, rama, you just keep going on and messing your life up, and the self-sabotage. Who doesn't do the self-sabotage dance? Come on, everyone does, right? We don't think that we deserve to have everything in life. So there's a form of Shiva, the Shiva Nataraj. You can see him again. This is a miniature form, or a smaller form. And there's this little guy here, and he's like the ego. He edges God out. And then there's a dancing Shiva surrounded by this fire, flame, this ring of fire. And that's what he does. He does this cosmic dance to keep the ego can't die, but he just keeps it under control. And then this dance of Shiva with the sacred objects will get rid of even snake curses or afflictions. So people are like, what? I don't believe in that. Can be curses. People will believe that they are cursed. They will even say to me, Sutrita, I feel cursed. I'll be like, wow, that's interesting. You're using that word. And they'll say, yeah. I'll say, well, what does it mean to you? I don't know. I just feel so stuck. I can't move forward. I can't experience what I want to experience in life, both materially and spiritually. So there's a lot of spiritual blessings, a lot of material blessings. You'll have the energy, you'll have the intelligence, you'll build the consciousness. The building blocks of consciousness will be towards having a fabulous reality, as Dr. Pillai says, an outrageous reality. And you have to have that experience inside of you. And during that 12-hour vigil, as you're going through every session, or kala means time. And there's a time period where you can get a tremendous blessing from the different versions of this Namah Shivaya. And then the blessings from Dr. Pillai is just going to blow us up in the sense of the karma will be destroyed that hasn't been serving us. So it's not that you think about it, it will happen energetically. And also you will just come out and you'll feel so good about it, because you'll have experienced the success. You'll hit the mark. So sin no more. And you'll feel like a saint. You'll be shining, because saints are sinners who never give up. I love that definition. I can't remember who said it, but it just always reminds me is that, the saints will always say, God, I don't deserve to have your blessings. And you're like, what? You're like a saint. And they know that they will be distracted. They will think negative thoughts. Their faith will be shaken. They will have highs and lows, just like we do. So what is a saint is just this ability to say, you know what? I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to keep going for the target. I'm a sinner, but I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to miss the mark this time. So consciousness will be built inside of us such that we will feel unshakable with whatever is happening, whatever we're going to be faced with in whatever we're thinking, saying, or doing, the interactions that we're having, the challenging karmas that are coming to us. Oh my God. So karma is not complicated. It's complex. So it's come out of nowhere. Just when things were going good, woo, the rug gets taken out from underneath us. Do we have to crash and burn? No, it can just get taken out from underneath us. But that energy, that intelligence, consciousness will help us to prevent us from the fall. So the grace will be there. The blessings will be there. Dr. Pillai will be guiding us internally, as well as if you can participate in the Pillai Center Academy course that you can access through reading about it, first and foremost on the Pillai Center Academy. Great Night of Shiva 2021. Or you can check it out on Pillai Center. Ashravet, read the blogs. Read last year's blogs. Read about Shiva. And that's knowledge. Knowledge is power. And all of a sudden you may come up with the means to do it. The resources can be there. All of a sudden, like people say, out of nowhere, I wasn't going to be able to participate in it. Out of nowhere, I got a check in the mail, or I got a raise, or I got a bonus, or someone said, hey, early birthday present, here you go. So that's how it is. When that happens, and it's right around a great power time, then you know that you got the ping from the divine. So all your mantra practices, all your meditations, no matter whether you think you have the blessings or not, Lord Shiva can just destroy anything that is preventing you from receiving the initiation at the level of the body, mind, and soul during the great night. So, with that, let us get into an experience with Lord Shiva. Of course, with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, his energy is going to be activating each and every one of our souls. So, what is our soul? Well, it's a landing pad inside of our energy body. And it is mostly associated with the chakra systems. So chakra systems. So the chakras start, the main ones, there's thousands of chakras in our body, little itty bitty ones and bigger ones. So we want to focus on the main ones, get that middle path inside of us all fired up, energized, empowered, if you will. And then we're going to build on that by coming and joining the free calls that Dr. Pillai will be guiding everyone. You're going to go into a dance trance. It's going to be so cool. So come every night, or at least watch the recording, listen to the recording when you can, when it's convenient for you. So you've done it in that 24-hour period, no matter where you are on the planet. And again, the vigil for Maha Shivaratri, the 12-hour vigil, is something that you can do at any time zone. So it's not just because it's Pacific time zone or Eastern time zone. It's going to be whatever time zone it is for you. You just start at 6 p.m. and go right into the morning at 6 a.m. of the next day. So then that's going to coincide with wherever you are in the world. So don't worry about aligning with Pacific time or Eastern time. You can start, and then if you want to join, you can join the 12-hour vigil that we are also doing. I did back-to-backs last year. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was 24 hours. I was awake and also teaching it. So I was in India at the time, and then was teaching it at India Standard Time, and then for the people in the West, I was teaching it in the middle of the night and there, and then in the daytime there. So it was a 24-hour period where it was just Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Was I doing it? Absolutely not. This physical person? No way. My thoughts? No, I could never do that. However, it was Lord Shiva just comes and he takes over. And with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, meaning he's giving us the way to do it. So it's super easy when you have the instructions step by step. You can't miss. That's the mark. That's the target. You will sin no more, at least during the 12 hours together. So we want to have an experience. We don't want to just chant. We don't want to just meditate or go and show up at a temple. We can't even get to temples anymore these days with COVID. But even if you do, you can't get close to the deity. You can't even get close to the sanctum and hang out there. You get pushed away because there's just waves of people, thousands of people chanting the mantra. The mantras are playing, so many things going on. It's super crazy. Not crazy as in crazy, but it's just like, whoa, there's a lot of wild stuff going on. So a lot of energy, and that's representing we're shaking up our karma. We won't let go of our karma. Even if we know what's not good for us, we won't stop doing it. So we need something that's greater than us that will shake it, will shake us right to the core of our being and shake it off of us so that we'll come out all squeaky clean. We'll feel this resonation. We'll feel like we're glowing like saints, and you'll look like it as well. So you'll go and you'll look in the mirror and go, who is that? So we're going to scrub up good. And then the karma, which is our thoughts, our actions, our interactions with others, our ability to respond to certain situations. We'll be just like, oh my God, that used to really poke me in the eye, and now I'm like laughing about it. So it's you won't believe what your thoughts are, what your actions are, what you say to other people. It will shift so miraculously. You'll just be like, wow, I used to be that way, and now it's like, why did I waste so much energy holding on to so much negativity? I didn't even know that I was, or I did know that I was, but I couldn't shake it, shake free. So it's going to shake us up. So let's get into it now, where we'll have an experience with the sounds Nama Shivaya. And we'll put a Om in there. And Om represents the 4 states of consciousness. Is the waking state. U is the dreaming state. Ma is the sleep state. And then Om, all those 3 together as they're coming up the spine and getting into the third eye, into the brain, is Om. So A, U, Ma equals Om. So you might even feel like, oh, where did I go? Or I feel like I'm out of body, or I'm flying in some other realm. I've passed out, or I'm shaking, or I'm crying. A lot of people cry. That's what Rudraksha is. This Rudraksha bead is, or seed, is the tear of Shiva. So this is the Rudraksha seed for those people who are just joining. So this is the tear of Shiva. It represents that Shiva was so sad that the humans had to come to the earth plane and experience tremendous suffering on so many different levels. So praying to Lord Shiva is honoring him for coming and wiping out, giving us a fresh, clean slate, wiping out the karmas that are no longer serving our highest and best, and then also give us fabulous blessings all around. All right, I'm done talking. Let's get into the experience of Shiva consciousness, the landing strip inside of us, and then feeling that breathing in of the cosmic consciousness, or the prana. So there's prana all around us. It's all the space that's around us. It's also the space that's inside of us. So we're going to feel this breathing in and out. You might feel that kind of pressure and pushing against barriers inside of us. So, and it causes pain, maybe in the physical body, maybe emotional pain, memories that come up and you go, ah. So whatever's happening for you, just keep moving through it. But so by the end of it, you can pop the cork maybe and burst through a barrier. That's what Lord Shiva wants us to do, is break through, have that experience of breaking through, so that you then will be aligned, and then you'll feel like the golden chalice, that, you know, the cup, the holy grail is opened up, and you've received all the blessings at the same time. So we're going to do a little dance. And then we will come back together and share our experiences. If you want to do that, you can. If you want to just continue on, whatever you're doing, go deep and carry on. Have an amazing rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow during the free webinar with Dr. Pillai at 11 a.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be on Pillai Center viewing page, or Pillai Center YouTube. And then we'll see you those nights, every night from March 1st to the 11th, I believe it is, that you will be with one of the teachers, including myself, and kicking off with Swami Nivali, and then Lilita Varahi and Padmaji are also going to be participating in taking us through Dr. Pillai's Rockin' Your Chakras with Namah Shivaya. All right, close your eyes, everyone. So when you close your eyes, you can put your attention internally. You can begin to feel some energy or attentional energy moving down your legs into your feet and toes, even into the ground. You want to feel the rocking of the Mother Earth, and then connect right into the core of the earth, where there's molten, fiery lava, purifying anything that has been absorbed by Mother Earth, and when you release it from your own self, and imagine it going in there and getting purified, burned, absorbed. And then the energy is coming back up, the soles of your feet, interesting, soles of your feet. So the energy is coming up through the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet, and you feel connected to the earth. You feel stable with that ability to receive all the blessings. So your eyes are closed, your attention is in the lower chakras, maybe focus in the pelvic region, at the tailbone, and also down the legs, and then back up. You can put or imagine reddish orangish light. It can be dazzling, sparkling, or liquid light pouring down your legs, connecting with the core of the earth, that reddish orangish light, with the fire, the lava, and then coming back up the legs and swirling around and releasing anything associated with pain, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, energetic pain. And we'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles for this practice, to reveal Shiva, who is Ganesha's dad, his father, in the cosmic realms and also in our chakras. So Ganesha is going to remove the obstacles. Keep feeling, sensing, imagining, visioning, visualizing the reddish orangish light in the legs, in the pelvic region. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now, imagine a ray of light shooting up from the base of your spine, moving up through the chakras, piercing them, going up through the top of the skull. This light continues up, up, up into the space, beyond what you can imagine or see. It disappears. It's gone so high. So this ray of light is connecting you to divine realms. It's tuning you in like a Wi-Fi connection, a divine Wi-Fi connection, where you can communicate super fast with Shiva consciousness and the divine support coming from all the spiritual masters. Feel them coming in, touching you, touching your aura, surrounding you, saying, hey, you're meditating. Awesome. Now, focus your attention at the base of the spine. We'll activate the chakras one by one. Base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Move up to the middle of your brain, the third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine. Also down the legs, connect with the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move up into the belly, the navel chakra. Fill it with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands and fingers. Set them on fire. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element or prana, the subtle air. Va, 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 va. Now, put your attention on your eyes. Keep your eyeballs steady, still. Right and left brain. Connect with the ether, the space, or Akash. Ya, 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 ya. Now, imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a vast, brilliant light, dazzling gold and white, sparkles. Receive the spiritual transmission or darshan coming from his image, piercing your two eyeballs. The eye sockets are filled with light. Two beams of light enter your ears, piercing your eardrums, going to the inside of your head, lighting up your brain. Your face even lights up. Two beams of light shoot up the nostrils where they meet on the forehead. This light activates the pituitary, activates the pineal, the third eye. Lights up. A beam of light pierces your tongue. The light fills the mouth. Feel the light expanding in your mouth. Your tongue is lit up. The back of your throat is lit up. A beam of light pierces your forehead, enters the pituitary, the pineal. The whole forehead is tingling. You feel a vertical sensation of the third eye opening in the forehead, and also taking your attentional energy backwards into the middle of your brain. Feel the pulse. And finally, a beam of light descends from the heavens, pierces the top of your skull, activates the neurons in your brain. They fire up the whole brain with light from the divine, and the whole body lights up. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Once again, reconnect with the from Dr. Pillai's form into your body, into all the pores of your skin. Your spine will go back to the base of the spine, and you can chant along the sounds of each of the chakras representing the different elements, starting at the base of the spine. Na, 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 na. Be still. Connect with the earth element at the base of the spine and the legs. Move up to the belly, the navel center. Connect with the water element. Ma, 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 ma. Be still. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Also down the arms and hands and fingers. Connect with the fire element. She, 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 she. Be still. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element. Va, 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 va. Be still. Move up to the right and left brain. The middle of the brain, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Connect with the ether or the Akash space. Ya, 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 ya. Float back down to the spine. Na, 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 na. Be still. Move up to the belly, the navel chakra. Ma, 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 ma. Be still. Move up to the heart center. She, 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 she. Be still. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Wa, 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 wa. Be still. The brain, the two eyes. Ya, 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 ya. Base of the spine. Na, 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 na. Navel. Ma, 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 ma. Heart. She, 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 she. Throat, mouth, nostrils. Wa, 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 wa. Eyes and brain. Ya, 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 ya. Now we'll say the sound one time only in each of the chakras. Base of the spine. Na. Navel. Ma. Heart. She. Throat. One. Brain, eyes. Ya. Base of the spine. Na. Navel. Ma. Heart. She. Throat. One. Brain, eyes. Ya. Now, without guiding you, we're going to use the sounds and you do it internally. Na, ma, ya na ma shi va ya na ma shi va ya Namah Shivaya. 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 Internalize the vibrations of light and sound. Aum Aum Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universes. And just let go as you wish. If you want to continue on, feel free. And as you're slowly coming back to your body, notice the sensations, notice your thoughts, notice the emotions, the charge of energy that you had prior to now, during. Take notice of how the divine came in and rocked your chakras with Dr. Ply's grace and blessings. Make a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Ply. Make a prayer of gratitude to the divine beings and everyone here for coming together and creating a global opening, a vortex of energy where the divine can pour in the consciousness that is going to build in these coming nights and culminate on the great night of Shiva, to be shared with the whole world. And then especially pray for those who need it the most: food, clothing, shelter, medicine, education, joy, happiness, God, clean water. Oh, geez. Can we have that for everybody? So as you're coming back, you can pray for whatever it is that you want to manifest or get help getting manifested in your life. miracles. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes if you haven't already. Let us know what your experience was here on the chat. I'll be happy to acknowledge all of you fabulous people here. So I'm going on to the chat. And I'm seeing so many people that are saying hello, and I'm from so many different places around the world, so it's awesome. North America, South America, East, West, Europe, Asia. It's awesome. So Pillai Center practice, you'll see in the yellow, bright yellow banner highlight. That's Radha, and Radha is our fabulous support angel, along with Yamya, who have been supporting Pillai Center practice for so many years. my wing girls, and she has posted some notes there for you, and also links to whatever we've talked about. Mostly the focus has been on Maha Shivaratri. It's the most powerful time of the year for us to dump a whole whack of stubborn karma that's blocking all aspects of our life, and then create a landing strip inside of us for the divine to keep coming in, landing inside of us, and radiating out all kinds of fabulous energies, both internally and externally in the chakra system, awakening our soul, connecting it to the divine. So we truly live the spiritual experience. We're not just doing our spiritual path and then going, shutting our door and then going out in the world. We're living, breathing the cosmic energy, the divine beings, the guides, if you will, in the spiritual realm. And we are getting grace and blessings, both materially and spiritually. That's what Namah Shivaya is all about. Aligning with these 5 elements that make up everything inside of us, as well as everyone in the earth plane, all living beings on the earth plane, including plants and animals, animate and inanimate objects, even. Everything that is built here is consciousness. And these 5 sounds awaken various forms. So it can be a solid form with the Namah Shivaya, can be subtle form, energy form, subtler and subtler and subtler, so fine. Just the essence of Namah Shivaya will connect us to spiritual realms. So the further we go away from this physical realm, the more powerful we are, because we're not stuck with physical energy. We can just be like subatomic particles, which we are, but we've got to realize it. We've got to experience it. So we're going to feel a throb with this Namah Shivaya. So check out those links posted to the chat. All right. Deep Chan is saying, sister, I'm listening to your discourse wholeheartedly. Time here in Trinidad is 11:30 p.m. Cool. Elizabeth is saying, the teaching has a way of uplifting. I love her knowledge and communication. Here's the thing is that I'm always surprised because I don't have a script or anything. And it is truly when the grace is there, the blessings of the master are there all the time. But to make the knowledge to come alive and the experience to come alive inside of us, and the information sharing, the communication, is not something that I think about at all. It's something that is thinking for me. So there's some blessings coming from Dr. Pillai, who is saying, awaken that knowledge. You probably have it from so many different lifetimes where you messed up. I know I did. And try it in a different way this time. And then see, how does a thought come, or how does a word come? There's a force, there's an energy that comes, and it will either intuitively will feel it's just flowing, or it's blocking. So when people say it's whatever I'm sharing is really something that's beyond me, beyond my thinking mind or preparation, it's the grace and the blessings. The knowledge comes from the masters. Reading about it, or watching a video, or surfing the internet gives you some knowledge to chomp on for your intellectual satisfaction. But then something else comes and makes the same thing that everyone else is saying to come alive. So thanks for the acknowledgement, Elizabeth. It's all due to the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, for sure. In my case, I can only speak for myself. So Katina is saying, I'm sure there is, maybe do a little research, find out where you could get one. I think you're talking about the Shiva Lingam. So go on, you can get on Amazon. You can see if it's available through Astrovid. Send an email to support@astrovid.com or office@pillai-center.com, and maybe there will be some energized Shiva Lingams that will be available and then can get sent to you afterwards. So if you are doing that, go ahead. But then you can use a rock or a gemstone or any of the other sacred objects that we shared about. So you're welcome to watch the recording and fast forward it to that point or back it up. Miley is saying, I've read, depending on the material of the lingam, it will address certain spheres of your life. Absolutely. And don't get too fixated either. Oh my God, I need to have a mercury one. I need to have a jade one. I need to have a diamond one, a gold one, a silver one. If that is what you're energetically, you're compelled, you're attracted to that, then that's something about the divine saying, hey, wake that up inside of you. So don't think, oh my God, I don't, maybe I should get this, or maybe I should get it, and you're fearful or you're anxious about it. Maybe it's because someone else has it. Never ever, as Dr. Pillai says, compare yourself to anyone else. You just get what you get, and no, trust your gut. It thinks the right thing. It's when we follow our gut instead of listening to our logic, then we follow our gut, and it's a good thing. It's a good gut instinct, then we're right on track. If we don't follow our gut, then we can mess up. So your gut instinct is the intuition is what we want to go for. And then whatever Shiva Lingam shows up, which now I have hundreds of them. Maybe I have 150 of them. I definitely have 108. Because that came in, I love telling this story because people say, well, when can you get these things? You get the Shiva Lingam that you get when you get it. Many, many years ago, the Astrovet had offered 108 crystal Shiva Lingams to be energized during Maha Shivaratri. And I was like, oh, no, I'll wait till next year and get it. I had to wait 15 years to get it. They never offered it for another 15 years. Oh, but it wasn't my time. Even though I kicked and screamed every year, I just went ahead and had the Shiva Lingam that I had. And these are small and mighty. So don't think, as Dr. Pillai will always say, you think just pouring some few drops of water, maybe if you have some milk or some juice or honey, we're going to get into it during the Maha Shivaratri, the great night, the vigil. We're really going to get into it. So, and then if you join that course, you'll receive instructions and how to prepare and so on. But definitely get your Shiva Lingam. Again, if you don't get to get a Shiva Lingam, have a rock or a gemstone. Any size. That energy, that's where your intention is going in. This is a spiritual science. It's a tool. It's a technology. High tech, as Dr. Pillai says. It's truly high tech. The highest. So you will feel it. And this little Shiva Lingam, you'll put it in, and this is already so hot. And I was holding it during the meditation. So we have a tremendous amount of bioelectricity inside of us, and the palms, the chakras in the palms of our hands. Tremendous energy. So you're holding on to the Shiva Lingam, and that's going to feed back to your brain and back out. So there's a breathing in and out of Shiva consciousness. Then you feel balanced, both materially and spiritually. Energy and consciousness is what Shi and Va is. Okay. Again, please come to the free webinar with Dr. Pillai tomorrow, Sunday, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Somebody's saying that's so factual. I don't know what that meant, but great. Lots of gratitude, fabulous tingling sensations. Stephanie is saying that's what it is. How do we know we've contacted the divine? Because we will have like truth bumps, they call the goosebumps, or tingling, or a pressure, or some, maybe it's pain. All of a sudden, it's like a jabbing pain. It's because the divine is getting in and showing us that we're holding on to pain. It can be you're just bawling your head off, or I've been with Dr. Pillai where he took us through Maha Shivaratri, and we were just chanting and chanting, and then he said, okay, stop and just sit there. And then he'd look at each and every one and say, look at me. And it's just like, oh my God, and just crying, tears coming out of my eyes, tears coming out of my ears. How did tears come out of your ears? They did. Tears coming out of the nostrils. That was a mess. Mouth, the whole body is in tears. Whose tears? The divine. The divine is so happy that you're coming and getting this spiritual empowerment. And Dr. Pillai doesn't have to be in the physical form. In fact, when you do, if you have the blessings to, keep the all-night vigil, he will disappear. And then you will know, oh my goodness, I don't even need to see him. I just do the teaching and he is there. I just can go to sleep and dream and he's there. I can meditate, he's there. Because he's not physical. It just looks like it. But he can, in an instant, the body can turn into light. And we've seen the pictures. I don't have one handy of people just all of a sudden intuitively, they had that gut feeling, take a picture, snap the picture. And Dr. Pillai's image is all light. Everybody around is not. But his whole body turns into light. And there it is. So the tingling, there's some sign that the divine has gotten into you and is doing its work to heal the body, the mind, the soul. You're very welcome for the humor. This is the divine. The divine is always saying, hey, one of the first signs that you have communed with the divine is joy for no reason. I was so exhausted today. I just thought, oh my God, how am I going to make it till 10 p.m.? And here we are. And it was just this energy came in ahead of time, as it always does for Powertime practice. And then it does the work, and it's the one who says, you know what, just be full of joy. Just be happy for no reason. Just do what you need to do, which is just show up and do the spiritual practice. That's it. And then everybody here is creating a beautiful space, even though we're connecting virtually. It's like we're in each other's living room. Laura is saying, I noticed, experienced subconscious attack at the personal level and at the planetary level. What's the best way to protect and overcome those nasty energies? So again, we're breathing in and we're breathing out. What do you want to breathe in? Namah Shivaya. This is the event that is going on in the cosmos. This is what we're aligning with, so you don't have to think about it. This is the big event. So this is what we get ready for, and prepare ourselves to be crushing those kinds of attacks, not with effort, just chanting the mantra. So as we're chanting mantras, as we're meditating, as we're calling on the grace and the blessings of Dr. Pillai to awaken Namah Shivaya inside of us, there will be energies that are going to reveal themselves. They've been stuck in us, and we're saying, get out. We're popping them with these sounds. We're pushing them. We're like pushing the buttons. We're not popping. That energy is getting out, but it's been in us and it's not happy to be leaving. So just imagine it as, okay, bye-bye now. Thank you so much for being there, but I don't need it anymore. That's karma that no longer serves us. So you just bye-bye. So that can be intense too, because you're like, why am I thinking these thoughts? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I paying attention to that? So as Dr. Pillai says, make your mind to be your slave. You be the master of it. You master your consciousness. So you see the negativity and you go, bye-bye, negativity, Namah Shivaya. So that's a higher, more intelligent way of managing those kinds of bombarding energies or pain. Like someone is stabbing you in the back. Maybe. But then you just go, oh my God, why is it there? I don't want to. Again, I use this analogy because I have to remind myself. We take the garbage out to the curb. The garbage truck takes it. We don't just say, hey, wait a minute, garbage guy or gal. I want to sort through my garbage some more. Oh, it stinks. Leave it. Go. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being of service. Essential workers, you're awesome. God bless you. So yeah, you can just keep creating the Namah Shivaya and not just chanting the mantra, like really put those sounds in the body parts and imagine you're breathing them in and breathing them out in each of the chakras. You can, take your trident and just jab it with a lemon or a lime if you have it handy. That will help to be like a spiritual technology where the negative forces will come in and then you pierce it. So this will be like a magnet, and it will attract it. It will say, hey, come here. And instead of being in you, it will go into that. Or if you don't have a trident, you can just take the lemon or the lime, put it on the throat. Why the throat? The shoulders, the chakras. Look at that. Cross, right? Energy. So you just cross it out. Cross represents no more suffering. So the throat is where the deep-seated karma is. And then the neck and the shoulders, the weight of the world is on our shoulders or on our back. We're just carrying it. So this technology, the lemons, the limes, smashed coconuts, that's also good to do. So you can, if you don't have a trident or a mruga veil, then you can just cut it after. So you can say Namah Shivaya or Tirne Lakantam, Makara Shivaya Namah. If you know those mantras, those people who are new and we're just hanging out with Namah Shivaya, just do that. And that will take it. And you will say, hey, I notice there's negativity. I'm being attacked. Take that. Go get that lemon lime. Buy a bag of it and put it in your fridge. It's going to be on your grocery list forever and ever and ever. Just like you buy your staples, milk or bread or juice or vegetables, fruits, lemons, limes. 7 of them, one for each day. And then you say this, I'm dedicating all this lime or lemon to be empowered by the great, I always say, by the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. You do it, because I am not going to be able to do it. Yeah, maybe a little bit. You will do it, because it's something that he has given us, and it's a spiritual tool, and it has his word in his name, get her done. So, you can use that technology as well and chant Namah Shivaya. And imagine it getting out of all those chakras. You're very welcome. Sita's saying, I received one of the crystal Shiva Lingam after doing puja with Pillai Center. Gratitude. Awesome. Miley is saying the premium package of Maha Shivaratri will give a Shiva Lingam. Hey, great. So Miley or anyone else who's going to participate in the paid premium package, the services, the course, the empowerments that are offered through Pillai Center Ashravet, if they have the Shiva Lingam, then that's going to be empowered. You're going to get it in the mail and it'll be like, ooh. Actually, this came today. It was so funny. I hadn't gone to the mailbox because it doesn't come to the house. It goes to a mailbox. I don't know when it was. And then I just had this feeling today, I got to go to the mailbox, and this panchakshara is, pancha means 5, and akshara or the energy of the sounds that live on forever. They don't get destroyed. So the mantras, the symbols, the divine, the sacred geometry of this yantra for Shiva came today. There it is. And it was energized for 48 days. I think it's my naughty one, because I don't know why I would get an energization, although maybe, so it came with this, I'll have to follow up, but it has your name and your star and the sign. And then it says Panchakshara, 48 days. Started on October 14th to December 1st. So December 1st, that's what's probably in the mailbox from that long. So always the divine is coming when it's supposed to be here. And so that was a great sign for me, because I was like, oh, we're going to talk about the great night of Shiva. You'll have these fabulous synchronicities, and you will have an adventurous life. It will be an outrageous life, because it's kind of fun. Who could plan it even better, right? Pranava is saying, can we drink the milk juice after being poured over the mercury lingam? Yeah, sure. Why not? You don't have to drink the whole glass of it, but you can just put a little bit of drops. Stick your finger in the liquid, and then tip of your tongue and put it on your third eye or the top of your head or on your throat. So Katina's saying no. You can. Laura's saying, wow, Sutrita, that's exactly what I read lately. Invite them out like a warrior does, but didn't step into that seriously. So thank you for validation. I love to you. Big hugs. Mwah, to you too, Laura. Reflections is saying it's so good to play the Tirnila Cantum chant by Dr. Pillai on YouTube. It plays for 1 hour and 54 minutes. Oh, awesome. So, okay, I think that we've gone over the chat. Katina saying, really? Sorry, Pranava, I didn't know we could. Oh, no, don't apologize. Hey, this is the thing too with Dr. Pillai, no hard or fast rules. So if you've been taught or trained, or that knowledge has been shared, never be like, oh my God, I did it right or wrong. Just you did what you did, and maybe you're going to do something different down the road. Or maybe you shared some information that you had been given, and now it's different information. So as we get through this Kali Yuga, where there are so many ways of connecting with the divine, and so many rules and regulations and ways of doing it. We're coming to the golden age. We're saying the whole world is an ashram. The whole world is divine. The whole world inside of you, inside of everything you do, is divine. So anything that you make an attempt to do, that's spiritual as well as material, as long as it's uplifting, the intention is to uplift yourself and uplift others, both materially and spiritually, you can't ever go wrong. And here's why you study with a Sadguru. Here's why you get to study. You have the blessings to study, because not everybody will. They won't be awake yet. And that's okay. But Dr. Pillai will bring you to the ship. So he's the ship. You get on and you just play with the stuff, really. It's like we're on a cruise ship and you're just trying out all these things, but really he's going to make sure that you're doing the right thing at the right time, and there's no need to be too concerned, because you're on the cruise ship. It's already done. But we use all this technology so we feel it. So play with it. Maybe you will drink the whole thing, maybe you won't. Sita's saying, Sucharita ji, no doubt, like I like you so much, you're Aries like myself. Yeah, Bharani. Yeah, Bharani is Aries. Yeah. So, and we're all here to find out about our soul's journey. And the way you can do that is get an astrology consultation if you haven't had one. Or if you've had one and you're like, oh, I didn't like it, try it again. I've had astrology consultations where I was like, oh my God, I feel so depressed. I just did the remedies anyways that they recommended. The karma got cleared, even though I was mad at them. And I even have told them, you're making me so mad. This sounds so depressing. Yeah, well, this is your karma. This is what I see. This is what you can do. Okay, I'll do it. And then joy. So thanks. So you don't kill the messenger, or even the message that gets delivered. It's what you want to get the remedy out of it. And then that will help you to navigate life with more grace and ease. So find out what your soul's journey is by getting an astrology consultation. You'll find out what your star, your nakshatra, that lunar mansion is that you come from. We all come from the stars. Do you think Earth was just, hey, let's be a human on Earth? No, we came. The soul came as a light. And it was empowered through the cosmos. And we're going around the sun. Solar energy, soul. The sun is the soul. And all the planets are going around. We're all having a party together. So they're impacting us. That's consciousness. And then it's impacting our soul's journey. It's saying, hey, stay in your lane. I'm going to beam you with some knowledge and, some karmic thoughts and challenges, because that's what you wanted to do. So find out what your star is, what your sign is, where the planets are, and then you can plan your life with more conviction that you're the leader. You're going to guide it. You're not going to be just like a dust in the wind, or a victim to the circumstance. Anita's saying, love to you, Sutrita. I love your energy that shines and radiates with Baba's blessings. You make me smile with the way you explain everything. Oh, good. That's great. Angela is saying, how long do you keep those limes at Sutrita? Always uplifting. So you keep the limes. So this is going to go away after I finish up with this call, because this is offered as creating the space for this call so that any negativity that's going to be coming virtually, just by us showing up, we don't even know, some of us went through mud today. maybe physical, but also spiritual, mental, emotional. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that's what we're carrying. It's yucky. So that it's being offered into this. And so I'll just take it and throw it. It'll go right away. And then anytime here's the thing, people say, well, I leave it on my altar and, for days and it gets all funky. It's going to be creating a lot of attraction of negativity. So this is a fabulous tool. That's why you can have a lime or a lemon a day. I have many because I do so many calls with people. And I can say this truthfully. By doing this practice, it's protecting. Because there's no way I could do all these calls. There's no way I could feel the energy that I do from the first thing in the morning till late at night and then back up again. Who signed up for that? My soul did, but this physical being, my God. So this is the savior. This technology is the savior. So it absorbs. So you can leave it overnight, but I wouldn't leave it for days on end. But if you have, say, for example, you have to phone a family member and they're really struggling, maybe they're sick or they're just really, challenged, or they have challenged you and it's always bickering and fighting, or just it's not so great of an experience. So you can just take the lemon and lime, you hold on to it. And throughout the whole conversation, and whatever you feel coming into you, just put it in your throat, put the lemon, the lime in your throat. Oh, maybe it was in the ear, maybe it was on the shoulder. Oh, ping on the back. Or you just feel like sick to your stomach, put it on your there. By the end of the call, this baby will heat up. This little puppy will heat up. And then you just cut it. And you feel, whoa, that didn't impact me. It's like wearing a raincoat for the rain. Or having the umbrella. So you've got the spiritual technology, try it out. And people always say, oh, I don't believe you. Okay, don't. But when you do it, then they say, oh my God, why did I resist? And then I do it and it helps me so much. Sita's saying, I don't have time of birth, so I refuse to do it. If you get your astrology, you can get a rectification. I did, because my Bharani star is in the 4th Padha, which is so close to the very next one, which is Kritika. And so in some of the readings, it was Kritika and Bharani. And I said to Dr. Pillai, what one is it? He says, don't ask me, go ask an astrologer. And so then I had to go through this birth rectification process. And then the astrologer guided me through and asked, you have to answer all these questions. There can be things like birth and not birth, you're born, that's why you're going for it, birth rectification. You don't know the time of birth or the day even. Sometimes maybe you're adopted and they change your birth date or some crazy thing happened, and it happens. So you answer all these questions, like if you're married or divorced or your kids or your parents died, the astrologer will see that in the chart, and you'll ask all those questions, yes, no, or whatever the questions were. I can't remember. There was a lot of them though. And then as the astrologer was going through it, then they kind of explore more of it. You go, oh yes, that's more like me. Yes, this is like me. Yes. So then they add it up, they calculate it in some way, and then you feel it, and that's the truth, because you're the truth. So it's not, you don't use the astrologer to kind of be like a crystal ball reader. No offense, any crystal ball readers, you're pretty high too. But if you want the roadmap, the Vedic astrology as a tool that aligns with the cosmos, aligns with all the planets when they're doing their thing, going around the sun, then that will feed your soul. because you'll say, hey, I know where you are, Saturn. Hey, I know where you are, Jupiter. You guys are, going to give me fortune, luck, and grace. You're going to give me patience, persistence, compassion, Venus, all the planets. Then you plan your journey to be so fabulous because you got BFFs. You got best friends forever. And they're going to say, you know what? I had to knock you out. This is bad karma's coming. But you know what? I'll just give you 1 second of it versus years. Thanks. I like that. So everybody's got to do their job. It doesn't mean you have to suffer. It's optional. Rectification. Yes, Sita. Birth time rectification. So I'm not sure if you're still here, Radha, if you could find out that link to that's offered on, I think it's on Astroved. It might be on Ply Center as well. Beverly, I don't know what OHOK is. Is like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. Beverly is saying, yes, I found Sutrija to be very clear. After listening to her, I'm like, oh, okay. Ah, I get it. I was going, oh, hawk. Where do you go for those? Sita, you can go to astroved.com. Send an email if you can't find it. It's called birth time rectification. Melba is saying, I strongly recommend getting a Vedic astrology consultation with Swamini Vali. I was so impressed, and it was definitely insightful on so many levels. So Swamini Vali, as I mentioned earlier on in this Powertime practice, as well as Lalita Varahi, are longtime students, devotees of Dr. Pillai. They're Pillai Center teachers as well. They've been around the block, and they have the blessings to give astrology consultations. And so if you can get an astrology consultation with one of those two, you're really going to enjoy it. Now, it's not to say that there aren't fabulous Vedic astrologers out there, also through Astroved. These are handpicked by Dr. Pillai. So here you have this Sadguru, and he's going to say, hey, go and talk to my buddies who can help you out. They will doctor up your situation. Arara says, I had a DNA astrology reading, and I found out Saturn will be challenging for a whole year. I am to do Saturn pujas for a year, and I'm doing the Tarpanam program, which Kumar liked. So he gave me remedies, and that's what you want to do. I have 19 years of Saturn. Oh my God, I'm going to die, right? No, you're just, now you know, okay. What are the positives of Saturn? Work hard. You're going to just put in a lot of work. You're going to be busy, have a lot of responsibilities. You're going to be doing a lot of things that you will need to focus, organize yourself, structure your life in a way that if you got to be up at 6:30 in the morning and you're going to go till 2 in the morning, well, you got to find out when you're going to put your spiritual practices in there. You're going to do some meditation to revitalize, and maybe do some yogic sleep. You're going to do some exercise. You're going to eat right. You're going to use your energy wisely to do all the things that you need to do. So, in fact, Saturn is such a blessing because he's the one who says, I'm going to shine you up. You're a rock or a piece of coal right now. I'm going to shine you up to be a diamond. So right now we're kind of diamonds in the rough. Saturn is going to really, use a lot of elbow grease and shine us up. And so how that will manifest is we'll feel like work, work, work. However, if you're doing your spiritual path, you're going to be energized. And then Saturn says, okay, I don't have to scrub you up. You're doing your spiritual practices. You're being patient, compassionate, kind. You're doing things that are selfless. You're not only thinking of yourself. You're thinking of other people, how to educate others, share the knowledge. So any planet. Mm. So find out what your planets are. Find out what your roadmap is. Get in an astrology consultation where the astrologer will give you guidance, and they'll help you. Jyotish is what the Vedic astrology is. So the Jyotish means to throw the light. Jyoti is light. So you want to lighten up. You want to get enlightened. You want to feel the power of your soul relating to, I don't believe you. This is awful. No, I don't want to do that. You feel that I'm going to edge God out. I don't want to go there. That's the ego saying it. That's the ego's experience. That's the ego's experience. So then you just go, okay, just like the dancing Shiva, there it is at the body's feet. Can't kill it, but just keep it down. And then do the dance. So the dance could be a remedy, could be a mantra practice, could be some spiritual pilgrimage, or maybe you go to a church or a temple or a mosque, or you just go hang out on the grounds. Maybe you can't go inside, but you go to that, wherever there's a temple, a church, a mosque, a synagogue. Those are power buildings that have been built upon power spots. So just being in that general vicinity is a divine X marks the spot. It's an energy vortex. So you might be drawn and you, whoa. Or the internet, you just go and surf all Dr. Pillai's YouTubes. You just get addicted to that versus the other addictions that you have. Deep Chan is saying here, sincerely trusting that Babaji's blessings, Maha Shivaratri, will help me overcome stress related to the passing of my beloved wife after 51 years of marriage. I'm so sorry. She's going to be blessing you. She's going to be when Shiva takes the soul of someone like Deep Chan, your wife, and you're here with a Satguru, everything is going to be taken care of. And you're going to feel the peace, the love, the grace, the blessings, that higher union at the soul level with Lord Shiva's grace. So that's what you will find out too. The planets will support you to go do that high spiritual technology, that high blessing. Go get it. Go get it. You don't have to do a thing. Even if you don't have a Shiva lingam, just show up. You're going to get the guidance from Dr. Pillai's mantras, meditations, the guidance from the teachers, the initiation from Dr. Pillai himself. So don't feel like, oh my God, I don't have all the stuff. You get to watch it. Maybe you were a king or a queen in another lifetime, or a royalty in another lifetime. And they just used to watch the Vedic priests doing it. So maybe in this lifetime, you're carrying that over. Good for you. So just show up anyways. The Tarpanam is helping. People think, oh, the mantras aren't helping. The Tarpanam isn't helping. It is helping. Your karma is your whole life. Many, 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 many lifetimes. And manifesting. So if you just get on a spiritual path and you just do the Tarpanam, okay, maybe you do it for a year. Oh, you do it for 2 years, 3 years. You're going to do it for the rest of your life. Just like you would brush your teeth or shower or bathe. That's what the Tarpanam is doing, because you don't even know the sins of your forefathers that you're carrying in your genes. And it's appalling what happened. So that they're no more. You got to do something to help them out. So there's thousands of them who are dead in those generations. So the Tarpanam is going to be something you're going to do for the rest of your life. In fact, Dr. Pillai says, if you only did one spiritual practice for your whole life, it is the Tarpanam. Because you can chant mantras, you can meditate, you can do rituals, you can have astrology consultations, you can get naughty readings, you can do remedies, you can go on pilgrimages. That's an investment into the spiritual vortex of your energy bank, let's call it. You got all those blessings, but you cannot get the return on it, the full return on it, until you get the blessings from the ancestors. It's just the way it is. And why? Because they don't have a physical body anymore. Well, you share your nose on your face is whose? Maybe your grandmother's, your uncle's, someone who's dead. They're not anymore, but they had a nose like yours. So that DNA is still there. Then the emotions or the thoughts, or maybe lifetimes you were coming with that same gene pool and you cleaned it up a little bit, but then you didn't finish it. So the Tarpanam is going to clean that up for the rest of your life. Okay. Yeah, Sita's saying the truth. That is the truth, Sutrajiji. Merging with the guru does melt all the pain. Yeah, so we get on the guru's boat. They say the guru is like the boat. It takes you to the other side of what? The other side of pain and suffering. From pain and suffering to the other side without dying. So you're spiritually, you let go of all of that. So that in your life, you just move through the karmas, but you're floating above it. You're on he's taking you on the ship to the other side. Okay, so Radha has posted is that the customized, Radha, can you just say what you posted, that link? I can't read it. It says www.astrava.com/customize something. I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe it's for the birth rectification, the birth time rectification. The link for the horoscope rectification. Okay, great. That's the birth time rectification. Great. Mitch is saying here, is Dr. Pillai giving Shaktipat or Shiva Mantra initiation in the Essentials package? I think it's only the premium, Mitch. But go tomorrow, you're going to find out, because not only Dr. Pillai is going to talk about it and empower everybody, then I believe it will be Gina Lakshmi she's a Pillai Center teacher. She will also be unpacking everything. So go there and get all your questions answered about the different ways you can participate in the paid services, also the free services. Balsha shared about that. Beverly is saying, when I did a 1 year puja for my dad, I can feel that my dad was proud of me. Awesome. So all these rituals and remedies, and trust me, when I first started studying with Dr. Pillai, we didn't have all this, because it was the consciousness of the planet was like, if you meditated, you were like, weird. And maybe we still are a little bit too. That's okay. But it was really tough. We kind of were like a closet spiritual people. We were in the closet. I literally locked my stuff away. I couldn't have it out. And your spiritual path is very intimate anyways. So now there's all these fabulous tools and rituals. And I wish that I had it all those years ago, what is available now. Because it really works. So, Hanuman Chalisa is something that you can do for Saturn. Yes. Lord Hanuman is the one who is the overlord. So it's kind of like the CEO of Saturn. So it's like when you go to a manager and maybe you talk to the manager and the manager says, no, I can't really do anything for you. And then you know the CEO and the CEO says, get it done. So doing the Hanuman Chalisa will help. Melba saying, thank God that I jumped on the guru's boat when COVID hit, and 2020 was the best year for my career in a decade. I learned and benefited from such a deep level. And that's what happens. So when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And when the teacher is ready to initiate you, then you are there. So it has to be this alignment of everything. It's in a very miraculous way. Deep Chan is saying, Rara, I've been doing a lot of rituals for Master, reciting Dr. Pillai's miracle chant, not helping, but will king chants depending on the Maha Shivaratri blessings. Yeah, and so whenever we're doing anything, you will maybe you will see on a superficial level, just like me. I'll go, why am I hitting a wall? In a superficial sense, but then you keep doing it. Something is compelling you to keep doing it. Who's compelling you to keep doing it? The divine, right? And then your spiritual master is saying, keep doing it. So just know intuitively, you're not in the thinking mind. That's just it's a crazy mosh pit monkey jungle mind. It's like a mine. It's just, you don't know where you're going to step and blow up, right? And you're just going to be like, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. You're walking through a minefield. So, but guess what? You didn't die, or you didn't get your legs lopped off or any other body part. So is nothing happening? You're divinely protected. How the heck is things going off all around you and you're still intact? So then as you finish walking through the minefield, then you're out, you're on the other side. But so it's not going to feel like anything is happening. Then you just keep going. We are lucky. Yes. Okay. Whoa, look what time it is. Time flies when we're having fun. And it's good because, we will have a big power time coming up, and we need to get that energy inside of us and connect with one another and feel Dr. Pillai's grace moving through us. We're on his boat, and he's saying, okay, go here now and, enjoy the swimming pool on this cruise ship, or go and, work out in the gym, or go and help serve some food. So we have all kinds of different experiences in our life, and wherever we go, there we are. And the manifestations aren't going to take place outside until what? It shifts on the inside. So we have to conceive of it. We have to plant the seeds. The conception has to take place. Conception is an idea. The idea has to get supercharged such that it takes root inside of our consciousness. We build that consciousness, even though our mind is saying, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. You can't see what's happening under the ground when you put that seed in there. But you just keep watering it, and you keep, putting the fertilizer, digging the weeds out around it. Nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Pop. Then it's there. So it is happening. Beverly saying, when I do any offering and pray upon throwing the flowers, I always envision what I pray for it's done. The flowers, if you have flower petals, they're like sending the text message to heaven. So they carry the energy of purity and divine Wi-Fi connection of the Akash, the space. So you just erase the the karmas that you don't want, or the thought forms or problems. And then it goes to the heaven. That's the essence of the flower, does that. You can also use it for karma busting. Tirnilicantum, and then crush. So it becomes a technology, surrogate technology as well, and then throw it away. This is also fabulous too. It comes in these packages. This is sacred ash or kumkum, blessed. And here it is here. I just dump the packages into bowls and then put it into smaller containers like this. And then you just take a little bit. This is what you can do on the great night of Shiva. Erase the negativity. Why here? This is the frontal lobe right behind the forehead. So you erase it. You just keep putting it on and erase the negativity. You put it on your throat, put it on your shoulders. Some people get right into it and they put it all over their body. Some people take a makeup brush, just light brushing, and then you feel protection. This is love. This is Shiva. Karma busting. Yes. Okay. All right, everyone. It's after midnight. I'm turning into a pumpkin. Can use that for karma busting too. So we'll see you tomorrow during Dr. Pillai's free webinar, and get your questions answered there about the Great Night of Shiva. You're welcome to join. March 1st is the kickoff for Great Night of Shiva chanting, meditating with the global community. It's free. And go to that. Check it out on Pillai Center. The links are here too. And Mal was saying, oh, I'm happy that nothing happened for you, Deep Chan. Nothing happened because you are being protected and your mind is being nurtured with power, sounds, and thoughts. There we go. Look at all these powerful goddesses and gods. We are all gods and goddesses, and this kind of action is going to be creating a global community of people communing with God. We're communing with God consciousness. So anything we communicate is going to be the word. All right. So Radha is saying the group chanting, meditating is from March 1st to the 10th. It's free and will prepare you for Shivaratri. Absolutely. So good to hear you're going to be there, everybody. All right, everyone. God bless you all. Thanks to Dr. Pillai for bringing us all together and having this fabulous smorgasbord buffet of spiritual blessings. And we'll see you tomorrow, or see you when we see you next. And we will get ready for the great night of Shiva. Thanks so much, Radha. Thanks, Yagna, everybody on the Pillai Center team, the Pillai Center teachers. And God bless. Namaste.